Hey guys, Mariah here. This is going to be a video about what I eat in a day. Some of you guys have been asking me about this, so I'm really excited to share because I'm super passionate about diets and health and fitness and pretty much all of that kind of stuff. I have to wake up an hour before my normal wake up time because I have to take this lovely pill, levothyroxine. It's a prescription pill and it's because I have a hypothyroid. A hypothyroid means you have a slow metabolism, and I got diagnosed when I was 16. I've recently done so much research on diets and found out that there's been foods that I'm not supposed to be eating because it blocks the medicine from absorbing. And that's things like broccoli and cabbage and cruciferous vegetables, if I said that right. In America, I normally have a gummy vitamin, and it's a generic brand that you can find in like Target or Dwayne Reed. I bought these in Germany, taking hard vitamins. It's not appealing to me. So I try to take gummies because at least then I know I'm gonna take them. They're just a multivitamin. I also take a B12 back in America. It's also a gummy, and I usually get that at Target as well. This one is German. It also has magnesium, which I know I need and I never take because it's in pill form and I never take those. So this is actually really good, and I've been making myself take these. They are pill form. They're actually huge also. Like, I need to get my vitamins in because especially in Europe, the food's a little different, and I always tend to lose weight in Europe because the food's, I want to say it's actually probably better for you. That's a big stereotype, but I think it's true. What I have in here is how I came with all my gummy vitamins. These are D vitamins. I only have a couple left, and then I'm gonna have to go find one here in Germany. So yeah, that's my morning. I always eat breakfast before I do anything. This is one of my favorite breakfasts. It's an overnight muesli. This one happens to be a fruit muesli, so there's some raisins in there, and it's really nice for the sugar to just kind of sweeten up the yogurt a little bit. So I'm using this. I'm using about a handful because a handful is a serving, and I'm pouring it into this little container. And then this is yogurt. Trying to shop for different things that I normally have in America is really hard when I'm in a store that isn't in English. So I was looking at the labels of the yogurt, and I always look for protein over sugar, but in a lot of the yogurts here, it's mostly sugar and a lot of fat. So I picked this one. It happens to be a soy one. I didn't mean to do that, but I don't mind it because lactose kind of hurts me anyways. But it's really good, and you'll see the protein, I can't say this in German, is higher than the sugar. And then I just pour it in. I pour about a 1/4 cup in probably, and I'll mix it around, and then I'll pour some almond milk in there just to really smooth it out and get it really not so chunky, because it's gonna like get harder overnight and you're not gonna like how it tastes. So I pour some almond milk in there just to make it more of like a porridge, and then yeah, super delicious. And then I put some banana in there. I only use half of a banana because it's a lot of sugar in a banana, and it's just my norm. So I put a banana in there, I shake it around a bit, and then I put it in the fridge, and I have my breakfast ready to go in the morning. Good morning. So after a workout, I love to have a good bowl of some sort always, but this is a new place that's one of my faves. I found it here in Germany. It's super good. In this bowl, I have a carb, a protein, veggies, and just all this yummy, yummy stuff. I'm gonna leave the dressing on the side because I don't normally use dressing. So I've got some chicken for my protein, I've got some sweet potatoes for my carbs, and then aside from that are all vegetables. Yummy, yummy, yummy. Hey guys, so I'm gonna make my dinner for you. We're gonna have some cod with some vegetables. I've got mushrooms and green beans and a little bit of olive, and we're gonna toss some olive oil in there. I'm gonna toss it with some salt and pepper and some lemon. I don't like my stuff with a lot of sauce or a lot of dressing. Not that I like it dry, it still tastes fun. I prefer to have it very clean. I don't have the extra calories, and yeah, works for me. this is a very high-tech stove that I'm working with here. My stove in New York is a gas stove, and this is like super electronic. We'll figure it out though, right? It's in German. All right, so the stove, you put it on numbers on like the place where you're putting your food. It's very interesting. I'm like, oh. First we're gonna do the veggies. I like to cook my veggies before, and I'm cooking a fish, so it only takes like a half a minute. I'm doing like a little saute. I'm creating this dish as I go, as I normally do, because when I cook, I'm kind of like spontaneous and I like to try new things, so. I love mushrooms, they're so good. Green beans are like my favorite vegetable because they have so much calcium in them. This is not my kitchen, so I'm like, where is everything? What am I doing with my life? We'll toss the lid on. Give it a little shake. Get the oil all around. We'll let it simmer. I think 5's a good number. Okay, so while that's simmering, I want to talk to you guys a little bit. My day-to-day is based on kind of a paleo diet. I really like proteins, and like I said, I don't like a lot of sauce. In the morning, I always have a carb, a sugar, and a protein. Sometimes, if I feel like I'm not worked out enough or I just am not digesting well, I skip the carb, but I like oats as carbs pretty much in the morning. I always carry an apple or a banana with me. And my protein is either yogurt, because when I buy yogurt, it's Greek yogurt, and it normally has protein over sugar. So the protein in it is really good. If that isn't enough for me, I always have a spoonful of almond butter. I like to mix diets. I think everything in each of them has something right in them, but you know what your body needs and you need to learn how to listen to it. So I always have a carb, whether it's sweet potato, rice. I'll have bread sometimes. If there's nothing else, I'm gonna have bread, guys. That's just what it is. I'm gonna have the bad food. If there's no other food and I'm hungry, my body needs something, I'm gonna eat it. Yeah. So at lunch, I always have a protein. I try to have chicken or salmon. I usually have my biggest meal at lunch. And at dinner, I have my lightest meal. I have no carbs. I cut out carbs after lunch, and I have a protein, and I'll have vegetables. I'm making a cod saute. The salmon I saw in the store was farmed, and there's such a nice sea here in Hamburg in Germany, so I just figured I might as well buy the fresh fish, or at least I think it is. This does not say cod, for the record. It says something else, but it looks like cod, so I'm gonna just say it's cod. Here's my cod. It's quite a big piece of fish, so I'm gonna make it all, but I'm probably gonna end up saving a little bit of it. I like to stick to portion size, which is like 4 ounces, because then I can know the calories. Not that it matters so much. I promise I'm not too crazy about it, but I also just like to know what I'm getting for the day and what makes a difference. Like, I'm so curious about diets and what changes everything, so this is why I like portion sizes. I don't stick to them to regulate a diet, I just like to be aware of them. Okay, so we're just gonna squeeze on some lemon. I'm really hoping there's no bones in this because I hate bones, but you deal, right? I also like butter on cod. If I need a little extra fat in my day, which I don't today, but if I do, I'll use butter. How I know what I need for fats, I don't know. I feel like my body tells me. It probably doesn't, and I'm probably wrong, and a nutritionist would probably be like, dude, you're wrong. But I also think I eat a lot because I eat every meal, and I know a lot of girls that'll eat one time and eat a really horrible meal, but long-term wise, I did that when I was 15 and I got a thyroid problem, so hopefully for them it's different, but for me, it wasn't. So now we're gonna look at, ooh. That smells so good, you guys. You have no idea. This is hot. Yeah, it's hot. Oh, where do I put it? And some salt. So you're just gonna do a little bit of salt. And just a little bit of pepper. Might as well salt the cod too, just a little bit. And pepper this cod. To toss the cod onto this lovely mixture. Nice and lemony. Ta-da! Just gonna get the lemon all around so that it can also flavor the veggies a little bit. This is what it looks like not cooked. So imagine what that's gonna look like cooked. It's a little juicy, so I don't know if you can see it. Bon appetit! Thanks for joining me. Don't forget to subscribe, and looking forward to sharing more recipes with you guys. Tschüss! Or bye in German.